Hello, everybody. Got a new program for you starting Tuesday, right after the holiday here. And it's going to be a continuation of the last program. So you may have noticed that we kind of focused on the time element the last round, where we started with those circuits, and then we started timing the rest on the circuits, and then we started increasing the reps and decreasing the rest as we went along. And so this is going to be a continuation of that theme, meaning we're going to focus on the time element and we're going to do what we call density pairings. Let me show you what that means. Let me get the other stuff out of here. Boom. Okay. So the sessions are going to be set up somewhat similarly. So we're going to start with the power movement and the core movement, just do 2 sets of each. And then we're going to get into our density pairings. And what that means is you're going to do set a timer for 10 minutes and then go back and forth between these two exercises. So kettlebell squat, either the goblet squat or the double front squat, and the dumbbell row, right? So 6 reps and then 6 reps on each arm, going back and forth for 10 minutes. And what we're going to do is just make a little hashtag for every set you do. The idea is to increase the amount of sets you can do in that 10 minutes each week. Once we get to week 4, we're going to decrease the reps and have you go up a bell size, go up a weight. So there's going to be 3 pairings. So first there's going to be your squat and your row. Then we're going to go single leg deadlift and single arm kettlebell press for the next pairing. And the final pairing is going to be crawling paired up with a farmer's carry. So you can do the crawling on or with your knees up or knees on the ground. And then farmer's carry, we're just going to do with kettlebells. So you just crawl 10 yards, grab your bells, carry them 10 yards, and just keep going back and forth, just trying to do more work in less time. Session B is going to be set up pretty similarly. All right, so start with your power and your core, and then we're going to do a single arm kettlebell swing, or for those who know how to do it without bruising up their forearms, the single arm kettlebell clean, and we're going to pair that up with the push press. So I made a note here that you're going to start on your left hand, do all your swings, and then immediately into all your push presses, and then switch hands, do all your swings on the right, do all your push presses on the right. Typo there. Oh boy. There we go. So do them all on one side, then all on the other side. And then for bonus points, try to do the entire set without setting the bell down. And that's what's known as a chain. So I would do my 6 cleans on my left, and on the sixth one, just go right into my push presses. I would switch hands by swinging the kettlebell, catching it in my right hand, and going immediately into my set on my right, and then setting the bell down. It's called a chain. It's a fun way to do it. Right after that, reverse lunges and TRX rows. We all know what the deal is with that. Sticking with the crawling and carrying theme, except now we're crawling laterally, which just means sideways, in a suitcase carry. So this 10 yards means each side. So I'm going to lateral crawl to my left for 10 yards, come back to my right, and then I'm going to pick the bell up with my left, carry it 10 yards, switch hands, carry it back with the other hand for 10 yards. Pretty straightforward stuff. Finally, in the last session here, continuing with the strength endurance, we're going to call this a completion circuit, and that just means you do all of the reps until they're done. So do all the reps of one exercise and all the reps of the other exercises. So the idea here is to be able to do all those reps in as few sets as possible. So let's just use the push-ups as an example here. We're doing 60 reps of the push-ups. Well, week 1, you might have to break that up into 6 sets of 10. Next week, it might be, 4 sets of 15. And then the third week you might get 3 sets of 20. And if you're just totally crushing it, by the end of 5 weeks, you might be able to get all 60 reps in one go. So that's the idea here, is to build on that strength endurance and to be able to do all these reps in as few sets as possible. So keep track of how many sets it takes you, how many reps you're getting each set. But we're going to start with either the kettlebell swing or the kettlebell snatch. So for those who know how to do the kettlebell snatch, you're going to do 60 per hand. If you're still pretty new to the kettlebell swinging type movements, we're going to keep you at 60 reps total and have you doing the 2-hand kettlebell swing. We'll show you how to do that. It's fairly painless. Push-ups, already talked about that. Prone cobra, that's kind of, I don't know if it's a mobility / stability type movement. You're going to like it. It's going to fire up some of those postural muscles. We're going to hit the prowler for 300 yards. That's 10 round trips, 10 round trips, not 10 one ways. And then the alternating rope slams, 100 per hand. So this is a good amount of work. You've still got some steam left over by the end of that. Good on you. I guess do it again. But my guess is that you'll be ready to go home after that. So this is a 5-week program. The reason I'm doing that is because it butts right up to the holiday weekend, July 4th. So rather than having our training interrupted, I just wanted to make this program a little bit harder, which it looks pretty easy on paper, I promise you. It's pretty tough. And I wanted to make kind of one final push into 4th of July. And after that, we're going to switch gears a little bit and work again on some strength and some cardio stuff. But for right now, this is sticking on that work capacity theme, aka getting you in summer shape. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll get to it on Tuesday. And one final note: not everybody's going to be doing this. We're going to have a couple other options there for folks who aren't going to be doing the density pairing or who have some other considerations in mind. Cam, the man, and I are working on some new templates tonight. We've been working on them all week, but we're going to have a couple different options. But this is sort of the main template, and then if you have different goals than this, we're going to have actually a few different options for you to follow. So we're just trying to streamline that right now. All right. Happy training, everybody. Have a great holiday weekend if I don't see you, and I'll catch you on the flip side.